And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Factorio in our sort of step-by-step system. I'm not sure what I'm going to call a series yet, but it's more of a tutorial-esque step-by-step series where I try to explain all the different aspects of the game. And yeah, so we're going to jump into it here. I did one circuit around. I walked one circuit around to uncover a little bit more of the terrain to figure out where we want to go. So in this stage of the game, you want to decide what type of base you want to build. A lot of the early players, did spaghetti bases. And by spaghetti, we mean there's just no rhyme or reason to the materials. You just sort of bring materials where they want to go, and, you just sort of wing it from there. For us, I settle into more of a main bus style game, and it's just a little bit easier to manage and maintain where the resources are, where they're going, and the base itself is just a little bit easier to manage. So we want to get into the core of the game, and the core of the game is automation. The whole game revolves around automation, and so we want to get to that as soon as possible. Early game, before you even start automation, if you hit T, it brings up the tech tree here, and you can see automation. You actually have to research the very beginnings of it, and so yeah, we need automation, and that's 10 science packs in these research labs. These labs here, you need the science packs, and here are the science packs. So 1 copper plate and 1 iron gear wheel. So yeah, early game, you go through a lot of iron gear wheels, or a lot of iron, just in general. So I have pre-crafted a lot of stuff here, because I want to go over sort of the optimized way of generating power in the early game. First of all, you're gonna need water, and water, you always get water in the starting area. There's usually always a lake or something in that starting area that you can pull water from. So here's the offshore pump, and this highlights all the places you can build it. Obviously, we're gonna build it right in there. This thing does not need power. Doesn't need power. So we want to then stretch. Oh wow, that does not go as far as I was hoping. Stretch that out. Get away from the shoreline as much as we can. And then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Okay. All right. So on optimized setup, I need to get rid of a few more trees. I thought that underground was going to go a little bit further. So 1 offshore pump can supply quite a bit of water for power generation. So I have half of this setup already crafted. So we want 2 boilers, a gap, 2 boilers, a gap, 2 boilers, a gap, 2 boilers, a gap, 2 boilers. So that is a total of 10 on a side. Like that. Then on these, you can have 2 steam generators. So you line up your output there. Oh, that one's not lined up. And then we want the other set up here. This is a lot of iron. Then I've got some small electric poles, and you just put those right in between to cover your generators. Okay, so those are all generators that are all being covered. So now we need some sort of power in here. Kind of aim for the middle here. Like that. We need all of these powered here because we're gonna have inserters on there. So the main trunk line, let's bring power down here, like so. And then let's have this stretch across. And then we're gonna try to focus on a main bus line coming up like that. So it'll be all our resources will be going north here. All right, so these are all connected. My lab should be done. So I want to draw out some power here, because you need power to start the labs. So we have 5 labs to start with. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have 10. If we go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So there's 20. You gotta manually craft this to start. All right, we will very shortly be having no problem with power, and then probably 5 more. Unfortunately, we got to do this first. All right, so these are blinking red because they say that we don't have any power, right? No power. Well, these aren't on yet. And to infuse them with a little juice, get some coal in there, and then once they're powered up and full, the consumption of coal will stop because nothing's actually using them. So you get a kind of a big burst of use, and then it dies down from there. All right, last bit here, and then we can do our first automation. And then I want a bunch of transport belts. And these things consume iron like it was going out of style. Let's see. And then we're going to want the electric mining drills I did craft already. Excellent. Glad I thought ahead on that. Okay, so we've got the automation science pack. So we should get 5. Yep, 5 in each. Again, control clicking with the even distribution mod. It's phenomenal. So we're going to start researching on automation. And I want... Ooh, we don't have... That's 20, huh? I might... Yeah, I want to get this stuff automated. So we're going to need probably another 5 of those. All right, now that we're getting some belt, I want to bring belt in over here. I can't do undergrounds yet. If we go to logistics, regular belt is all I got. There's automation. Yay, automation is done. Okay, so I already pre-crafted some electric mining drills here. And, you know, it's just a matter of personal preference how you put these in. I like to cover all of everything. I do like the new sprites. Okay, we got to leave a gap in between for some power. All right. Very nice. So we're going to first, now that we have all the power, we might have spit some down there. You hit F to hold down F to scoop up anything on the ground. All right, and we need inserters to pull from the belt, which is why I put those initial ones there. Okay. So now we need, we're going to go way out, we're going to go up, and I need more belt. Belt is one of those things that you use in such large amounts that you want to immediately automate it if possible. So right now, these things are only powering the production of more coal for themselves. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then a gap. So I have some more mining drills that I want to put down. One more, to be exact. And you can see that initial burst of coal that I put in there is more than enough to keep them running for quite some time. All right, so I have initial 5 of these ready. 1 in each should allow me to research logistics. This first level of logistics gives you the underground belt and the splitter, which, I mean, are pretty vital. Anything else, I mean, there's some of the things that, you know, you can get recycling, optics, you can get that pretty cheap. But when you get into like steel is 50, electronics is 30, this is 75, you really want to have an automated system up and running before you tackle any of that stuff. Okay. So now we need to think about what we want to do about iron here. So let's take these down. We want to automate iron if as best we can. These are almost dead. This one is dead. Okay, this one is dead now. Okay, he's got a little bit of stuff. Oh, we got a little bit here too. Really, you're not going to drop all that copper? This guy is dead. Let's take him away. Let's smelt the rest of that up. All right. Looks like our stone ended. How much? We got lots of stone. We don't need any more of that. Let's get that stuff smelted up. I'm going to take you away and you away. See if we can't build. I might need to scratch a little bit more iron out of there. Now, where do we want to produce iron? If we take it down here, kind of maybe do it under here, that might be a good spot. I don't want to interrupt our lovely crash site here. Okay, so you and you. How many of these do we have? We have 4. There's 5. I'm gonna need more. Let's go crazy with it for now. Let's grab all the copper. I want to get crazy with it. That's going to be very polluty. I'm sorry that it's dark. Not much I can do about the daylight here. I'm going to grab all this coal. You can run along and just hold F and it'll scoop up stuff off the belt. Okay. Now, that's 5. Let's do 5 more of those. And then we're going to need a bunch of belt. Like a bunch of belt. So, belt is a plate and a gear. We have automation unlocked, so we can get this up and running. I'm going to get this up and running. See if we can't do a little system for iron. Or for belt. It's going to be a little slow. We're going to need power down here. So let's take this power here, go over a little bit, so I'm away from that coal. We're going to go over here. Okay, so first thing we want, go out like that. This is going to be the gear. This is going to be the belt. And we want a few more inserters. So, oh yeah, and hit Alt to see the recipes. You know, Alt shows the recipes that's in the machines. Or you can go down here, right here, toggle Alt mode. Very handy for things and stuff. One more. So Factorio is a game about automation. You want to try to automate all the things. Alright, so this is going to produce belt. Going to produce belt for us. It's not moving it very fast, but that's okay. It kind of stops as it unloads. We can get faster and faster inserters eventually, but it's going to take a little while. All right, now we have belt being made. I can assist that with crafting my own. Alright, now we want to think about iron. And do we have time? We might have time for a simple setup here. So, let's see. We have 12, 15, 20. Start with 20 crafters. We're going to come down here. And I usually have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Leave 2 gaps, or 2 belt spaces. Alright, I think it's time to put stuff on our hotbar here. So there's a belt there. Now, inserter-wise, yeah, we're going to need this one. Yeah, we're going to need that one. Because we need another belt of coal over here, and then another set. So you leave a gap. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Because we need a long inserter to come in and grab from over here. Okay, so that's a must-have. We have to have that. So that is what, 20. Yeah, no, that's 20. And I think our copper is probably done. And you can get half. Okay. That'll be the last. So we have lots of copper, and I mean it's used for electronics, and we're not producing all that many things with electronics right now. All right. So how many belt? Got a good amount of belt. Let's see. We're gonna need to dive into this iron here. I hate cutting down trees. It's slow and boring until you get like bots or poison capsules or something like that. Or grenades. Grenades work too. Okay. This one. This one. All right, now that we have the iron exposed here, we can sort of specify where we want these. And placing these is really a matter of preference. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to place them. You know, place them however, whatever works for you. There we go. All right, so there's our initial iron. We need these to be powered. Okay, so where's our power going to be at? Okay. Oh, these are all out of fuel? Really? That's impressive. How many more belt do I have? Not a whole lot. These are done. This is one of the things. Oh, you know what? I need a radar. I need a radar in order to see my base. Okay, I need this. Okay, radar is nice. So you can see it uncovers this area and then it starts scanning around. And I've already kind of explored that out there. So that's a thing, but this will slowly go around and around and around and uncover an area around itself. And then once it does all of that, it starts over and it does it again and then over again. So you can, having a radar up, you can, even when you're away from the area, you can still see it. And that is very, very handy. All right, that is almost done. I need a whole lot of these. You can see the iron's starting to be made. It's backing up. All right. So we want. Oh, we're gonna need so many inserters. So many inserters, and we need to bring coal down here. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to go. I think we may want to bring it down on the other side. So switch this over like that. Allows us to bring it onto the other side. This is where you start using a whole lot of belt. This is why you want to get that stuff automated as soon as possible. Okay, so this, we're going to work our way down. And let's help that craft out a little bit. And, oh, one shy, really? There we go. And then we're going to do our first splitter. And the splitter is going to split this line and have half of it go down here and half of it go up here unless this stuff is full. That way everything comes down here. Splitters are nice. Okay, our first splitter is going in like so. And then I need a whole lot more of these. I'm going to need like a whole lot more of these. 5, 10, 15, 20. And then power-wise, the reason I use this system is you can put power poles in between all of these. It makes a nice symmetrical system, and it will power the inserters that you need here. So if we look, we need all 4 of those to go one way, but we need 2 of these to stretch over and grab these. And this is where Bob's adjustable inserters come from. Normally you'd have to craft an entirely different thing called the long-handed inserter. Well, with Bob's, you can hit Shift E over a thing and grab from the further end. So this is the close belt, this is the far belt. This puts this, you can see the arrow drops. This is to the hand, this is from the hand, right? So drop tile position, pick up tile position. And as we get further and further into Bob's Mod adjustable inserters here, you'll have more and more options, and I'll explain those as we go. But if you're not using Bob's, then you need the long-handed inserters. You need 2 of those in here, right? And so here is a little tidbit. If we want the rest of these in here, okay, so one of these is set. Now, instead of having to set each individual one out of here, one at a time, we can copy and paste. So this is a great little example of copy and paste. So hold Shift, right click that inserter that you want to copy. This works for almost everything. Shift, right click. Continue holding Shift down, go to the new one, Shift, left click. You can see how that moved? The same one down here. I can copy and paste those settings up here too. Shift, left click, left click, left click, left click. And you can even hold it down. Left click. I'm just pasting that setup all the way around. And then we need this to go one more. So all of those are now copied over. So that entire system is primed and ready. Now when we fire it up, you'll have inserters taking coal and inserters taking iron. And now this iron is going to start being pulled down because 10 of these is definitely not able to keep up with 20 of these. Remember, these actually smelt a little bit faster. So mining speed 0.5 per second. So we are getting half. We are getting roughly, if one of these is 0.5, so that is 2 seconds. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 per second that we're getting. These are crafting 1 every 3.5 seconds times 20. So yeah, we don't have enough miners. But the thing about this system is now we are producing iron like 5 times faster than we were before up here. Like far faster. So I can actually turn all of these off. Let's infuse these with a little coal so they actually finish smelting what they need to smelt. I don't like having ore on in my inventory. So we need more mining machines. We absolutely need more mining machines. There is an achievement in the game where you minimize the amount of stuff you handcraft, and it is a low number. Like a really low number. Very, very hard to get that achievement. I did do a series where I went after a bunch of achievements. All right, we should have a bit more. This is where long reach comes in handy. So we're going to want all of this stuff coming out. Like so. And where do we want this? We want our first underground to go under this. Forgot this is super short. and then this one going here. And the reason I do it this way is inserters, when they're putting on the belt, default to put it on the far side of the belt. Okay, so this is going to be the outside of the belt. So the bottom here, it's going to go up. It's going to be the left side over here. It's going to come up here, and it's going to hit this belt. And this belt will put it on the other side. It'll push it onto the right side of the belt up here. So the left side will be filled by these ones on the bottom, and then the right side will be filled by these ones on the top. And it just keeps it balanced. Yeah, we want to increase the amount of iron that we are generating here. All right, and we want to come up here. Get a little bit more iron on that. All that's pretty much on that side. So what we're going to want to do is we are going to want to balance that belt. It's a good example of a belt balancer here. So we want to balance the iron on either side. So we're going to do this up here. We're going to point that in and go around like that. And that will balance the sides of the belt. So one side of the belt will be filled more than the other side. This rebalances the output. So both sides get sort of an equal amount. A little early example of a belt balancer there. And once we have more miners and stuff on there, it'll make a little bit more sense. And I didn't even see that we have a little iron ore over here. Oof. How about that? I mean, there's 1.2 thousand iron in there, so that'll get rid of all of that. All right. Well, that is going to do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.